The real problem with Demon Slayer is Akaza and Susamaru. The real problem with Demon Slayer is this delayed netcode.
The real problem with Demon Slayer is that they haven't released the new season DLC.
The real problem with Demon Slayer is the lack of support. Well, no. Some of these, yes. But no. I believe the biggest problem Demon Slayer has and has had for a while now is matchmaking. This game can look like it's completely dead online when it shouldn't look this way. And every time I bring it up, some people say they've never had a problem, and those people are correct. Because it all depends on what console you're playing in, what region you are in, and more importantly, what is your rank. And this is where I think Demon Slayer's matchmaking is particularly bad. And I hope that this is something that CC2 fixes in the future, because we could have the exact same issue in Naruto Storm Connections. It will look like a dead game. It will be really hard to find any matches when the game is very much alive. Here's what I mean. It's 3 p.m. here in Portugal. For those who don't know, that's in Europe. It's a Monday, so it's not the most popular of times to be playing video games, but usually there's someone out there in Europe that's on holiday and decides to queue up for some good-ass Demon Slayer. I'm a 6-star rank, and I've been sitting in this queue for 3 minutes when I found this disconnect. This usually means that there's someone else searching, so if we just queue up again, we should find them instantly. And there you go. Now give me a second, because I'd feel bad about quitting after finding someone in this game, so I'm gonna be playing a few games here during the video.
A few minutes later.
Alright, easy clap, 3-0, back to the video. I guess I have a correction to make. So now I am a 7-star ranked looking for a match, and here's where the problem starts. There's kind of no one else to play, so I'm gonna find the same person again. Wait, who's that? He's AFK.
Don't ruin my video, dude.
And there you go, there's that same guy again. He might have changed team, but make no mistake, that's the same dude. He just decided to blame the 3 losses on the team he was playing, and so of course they quit without rematching after losing this time. That's some salt right there. So this was actually a great showcase of 2 different problems that matchmaking has. One, even though there were more people playing, matchmaking will often just feed you the same person, making it seem like there's no one else online. And 2, the range of ranks that matchmaking is searching for is way too narrow, which feeds into that first problem again of making it look like there's no one else searching for a match. This is a pretty good day, actually. I normally have to wait around 10 minutes to find a single match. And any normal player is gonna ask these questions while staring at this screen. Why is this taking so long? Is this game dead? The answer is clearly no. I mean, I just showed you a couple of random matches that I found today. But these long queues do give the impression that the game is either dead or dying out. Even me, knowing fully well that there are people right now waiting for a match in matchmaking, I often don't want to wait 10 minutes for a match, so I don't even try. These long queues discourage players from even trying to play online, and the fix is actually very easy. Basically, you have to lift some of these matchmaking restrictions. Let me show you another example. Let's quickly jump into the PC version of the game, where I currently have 0 matches played. For some reason, the game thinks I'm from North America. I'm not gonna question that. And now let's queue for a match. I found one instantly, and it's someone from Asia. Okay, also not gonna question that. Yeah, this is super delayed. We're definitely not on the same region. But then why were we able to find the match so quickly here and not on the PlayStation? Is the PC version more popular than PlayStation? No, you can find games pretty quickly on PlayStation as well. Just gotta make a new account. Oh, I forgot that you have to replay the story. So I log into my editor's account instead, and he's a 2-star because he barely played any ranked matches. Let's queue up and see what happens. This queue took me less than 30 seconds. And at this rate, this game is also gonna take me less than 30 seconds. Probably classifies as bullying. We probably shouldn't show this. Yeah, opponent left the room. Let's queue up again and see if it feeds us the same opponent. And that is someone new. You see what I'm getting at? In any multiplayer game with a ranked system, the lower ranks are always the most popular ones. Demon Slayer really hasn't published any ranked numbers, but here are a few other fighting games as a comparison. Back in 2021, we got this player count that was done manually in Dragon Ball FighterZ, and as you can see, there are a lot of players in the very first ranks and a lot of players in that mid ranking too. And then it starts to die off the higher you get. Now let's look at a newer game, Street Fighter 6. If we look at players' rankings, you can see that most players are down there from iron to silver, and once you get to gold, there's a big drop in players. And that's basically how it works every single time. Now, I could go into the rankings and the leaderboards and count the number of players per ranking manually. I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to assume that most players in the Demon Slayer player base are around that 2 to 3 star rank level, which is why finding matches over here on this account is so much faster. I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to make a new account and play against lower ranked players just so I can actually play the game. For the non-gamers out there watching this video, this is called smurfing, which is when you are so insecure of your masculinity that you actually have to play against lower skilled players to feel good about yourself. But in this case, it feels like the game is dead sometimes if you don't do that. And this isn't new. It's been here since launch, and plenty of players have voiced their concerns about this, and they have quit the game a long time ago because of this very reason. But I only bring it up up now because I don't want to see the same thing happen in Storm Connections. So how do you fix it? Well, you can't just open it up to everyone, so a 7-star player like me can play against a 2-star player like my editor. If he ever decides to get better at Demon Slayer, it's good that the game feeds him players of a similar skill level so he slowly improves over time. Opening up matchmaking to everyone would simply ruin the lower ranks experience. Some of you might suggest that the game needs a point system adjustment and then you can open things up. So if you lose against someone of a higher rank, you don't actually lose any points in rank, and if you beat them, you get a massive boost in points that you won. And that's a very good change, but that does not enable you to just open up matchmaking to everyone. Because no matter how the point system works, if a new player joined ranked and finds nothing but top players, they're not gonna have a good time. Losing is very demotivating, no matter the point system you have behind it. However, I would say that there could be an option for lower ranks to match with higher rank players if they choose to do so. Take me, for instance. I am at 7 stars now. Have I said that before? Have I said that I'm a 7-star player now? I wouldn't mind playing against some of these diamond players. Heck, I do it all the time. I go on the Anime Games Community Discord server, and more often than not, I'm playing against the top player if I ask for a match. I mean, just look at this ranking difference. And it's not like these games are free. It's not like our skill levels are that different. I just like losing as a choice. But in all seriousness, if you want to get as high of a rank as Reaper has here, you kinda have to grind. You gotta be good at the game, yes, but then you gotta be willing to grind on top of being good at the game. So a lot of the best players in the world are actually around my rank as well. I'm not as good as them, but they're on the same level because they're now willing to grind like that. Now, the guy I'm playing against is called Reaper, and he's one of the best players in the world. In fact, he just won an 80-something player tournament, and in this set against him, the score ended 3-2. Was he playing seriously? I mean, I had to fight his Susamaru and his Akaza, and it felt like he was serious at times, yes. Other times he was just going for TODs and succeeding. Ouch. But I think I deserved the wins that I got. That's not the point though, because even if I didn't get a single game, that would be okay. Because all I want to do is play the game, and losing is part of getting better at it. And I bet that for those guys with the diamond ranks, it's just impossible to find any matches now. Most fighting games have a setting like this already, where you can ask to be matched with someone of a similar rank, or just anything goes. And that will match you against higher ranks, no problem. If we had that option in Demon Slayer, I bet ranked would be a lot more populated. And that's not only because lower ranks could match with the higher ranks if they enable that option, but also because as a whole, the game wouldn't feel as dead, and all the players that have been discouraged from queuing up, we would give the game a shot every single day. I have about 15 minutes of free time right now, let me queue up and play a match, instead of I have 15 minutes of free time, let me queue up and hopefully find something and then maybe quit halfway through because I've ran out of time. All those players that have felt this would be back at the game, making it even more populated. But this feature has to reward the lower ranked players. They're taking a risk, so if they win against a higher rank, you gotta give them a crazy amount of points. This rank system is already pretty grindy, so giving players a fast pass to just level up if they play against these higher ranks would actually be a very welcome change. As it stands right now though, your reward for getting better at the game and climbing the ladder is not being able to play the game anymore. And what's worse is that you're not just restricting yourself from playing ranked matches, you are restricting yourself from playing casuals as well, because casuals also take your ranking into consideration. Storm Connections did a little blog post not that long ago describing its online game modes, and on casual matches it says forget about rankings and have a relaxing, stakes-free battle. And I hope that's the case, but in Demon Slayer, we may forget about the rankings, but the game does not. If you cannot find matches in ranked, casual is probably not going to be much better. No wonder the competitive community is so active right now, because it's like the only place they can reliably find matches. We're getting more and more anime games with season passes, with games as a service as a format, but no one's ready to invest in a long-term team that keeps that stuff active. There's no one behind the scenes monitoring ranked battles, seeing all of these different players floating in their separate bubbles and each one of them feeling like the game is inactive. The player base feels abandoned, and they deal with these issues every day, issues that have relatively easy fixes, but there's no one behind the scenes to pull the trigger, and that is a bummer. So yeah, to close things out, Sega, if you're out there, this shouldn't be too hard to fix, and Bandai, make sure that CC2 isn't doing this for Storm Connections, because it could really be bad in the long term. And for more on the state of Demon Slayer competitive, check out this video right here. We talk about the meta, but more importantly, how to counter the meta so you don't have to deal with it all the time. Check it out, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.